The Gatorade Cup Series heads to the road course in Watkins Glen. The Watkins Glen International for the running of the AAA 350 is our third chase race of season number 10. Jeff Brent in the 5 has tamed the road course for qualifying. He's on pole for today's race, but Simon second, 51 of Sebastian Kukulan. Third place, it's our highest chaser, Riley Spraytube. Fourth, Anthony Hernandez. Running out the top 5, TJ Henley in car number 23. Sixth place, we have Ryan Brommer. In seventh, it is Levi Shones. Eighth, we have Adam Garcia. Ninth, it's Jake Richardson. And Jose Mills runs out the top 10 in car number 27. For the rest of the field, there's Steve Morgan. Beside him, the 20 of Derek Hamill. Then we have Michael Gregory with the 24 of Patrick Smith. Then there's Anthony Fox and the 95 of Marshall Burrell. Then we have Jonathan Beeford and William Steven in the 31, along with Diego Yepez and Kashan Richardson in the 3. Then we have Carson Bowers and Justin Zeidel, with Isaac Nichols and Max Anderson in the 83 car. Then there's Carter Friesen and Luke Rainey in the 2. Behind them, Anton and Charles Bois with Scott Gregory in the 14. Then there's Roman Fenway and Nathan Stapleton in the 16 car, along with Edwin Mendez and Riley Sampson in the 40. Then we have Griffin Lynn and Eli Bright, along with Dale Lightning and Casey Nanico, Cole Luigi and Zachary Fitzwater Sr., JJ Reed and points leader Marcus Sargent starting all the way back in the 40th position. Definitely not good for his points lead. And rounding out the field, Trey Rainey 41st, Jay Jefferson in the 78, rounding out in 42nd. There's our 42 car field for our third chase race of season number 10 road racing at Watkins Glen. Let's get on track time and fire these 42 engines up.
Drivers, start your engines!
Go ahead, fire up. Please stay here. Exit fire up.
Drivers, cars.
Okay.
Drivers, start your engines!
Go ahead, fire up. Please stay here. Exit fire up.
42 engines fire up for our first road course in the chase, Watkins Glen in the AAA 350. It's been a long time since the Gatorade Cup Series has come here. First time, long time we've come here, and it's in the chase for season 10. 15 laps on this 2.45 mile road course in New York. Target Series race was crazy. Let's see how the Gatorade Cup Series race is here today. Pace car and Jeff Wright, Special Google on Williams Field, green flag. It's out. We're racing at Watkins Glen. Riley Spraytube getting after on the initial start. He moves to second, getting by the 5 of Jeff Bright. Jeff did not get a good start after starting on the pole position. Back to third already in the 5 car. Spraytube going to try and hunt down Sebastian Kukulan. I know how big it is if Riley Spraytube can win to get those 3 extra bonus points, get 15 points for winning the chase race. But Kukulan gapped him through the bus stop, and now through the carousel. 26 ran a little lower, gained a little on the 51, but Jeff Bright also gained on the 26. Down this little short chute to the final 2 corners, turns 6 and 7. And the final 2 corners of this circuit. Racing off into turn 6, Spraytube right on the back of the Kukulan. Where does he go once he gets there? Right in the back. Where does he go? Trying to look to get by the 51. Into the final corner, turn 7. Kukulan into the wall. Spraytube to the inside. He'll gradually win. He'll lead the first lap of the race. Jeff Bright moves back up to second. And 3 wide behind them. Jose Mills makes a big move. Puts the 50 in the middle. 22 up top. Adam Garcia got the wall. They come together. 22 goes wide because of that. They slide. And they soar back down. Back to 2 wide and single file. At the front, Bell's still on for a second. Kukulan's not letting Jeff Bright get away for now. At the top of the S's, the 51 fights back to the inside. Down the back stretch, they race side by side. Spraytube in the lead tries to pull away in the 26 car. Where's Hernandez go? The 4, he has a nice range. He's going to look 3 wide. Into the bus off the south place, go 3 wide. 51 goes really wide. Off the track he goes. He'll get the wall. Into the tires and gets the 4 Hernandez. Around those 2 going, Jake Richardson piles in the back of the 51. 3 cars go spinning off of the bus stop, and it looks like it's only those 3 that make contact. Yellow flag is in the air for the first time. 2 cars racing back around to the race lead. Spraytube leads Jeff Bright back around through 6 and now through 7. We'll see if the 26 can hold the lead back to our first yellow flag of the race. And he will nicely. Riley Sprotube, our highest chaser, comes back around to lead the field back to the yellow flag in the AAA 350 for the first time today. Kukulon went a little too wide through the bus stop, got into the 4 of Anthony Hernandez, and then got the 15 of Jake Richardson in the process. No chasers involved in this. However, 3 strong race cars were taken out through the bus stop. Let's see what happened. This may have something to do with the 4 of Hernandez's move. I don't think it does, though. Racing off into the bus stop. Kukulon on the 51 trying to fend off the 4, get by the 5. I think he drives in too hard, gets a little loose right there, slides wide. And once you're out too far, you can't corral it back in. And you'll see right here as he comes up, he tries to miss it, but barely gets the tires, comes up. 4 of Hernandez is up there, wipes the 4 out. Around goes Hernandez, and the 15 Jake Richardson trying to avoid it, gets sideways into the tires. I believe he had the brakes locked up right there. I think they had the brakes locked up and it slid into the tires there, and then he just slid into the back of the 51. Tough break for Richardson. He tried to avoid it. Also, a very tough break for Hernandez, who's running into the top 5, and none of his doing right here. He was just kind of getting by. He's like, okay, the 51 went right, and then right there, Kukulon just kind of comes back up and barely comes to the 4. Hernandez barely gets clipped, and right there, Jake Richardson, I think, had the brakes locked up right there and got into the back of the 51. Kukulon, hard damage for Richardson, definitely going to be out of this race. Kukulon will be slow, and Hernandez just spun. However, he will be at the back of the field now. All the track position he had at the beginning of the race just lost because of this accident. First yellow flag is out Watkins Glen, and it does not affect chaser Riley Sprotube at all. He gets back in front, and number 26 trying to win his first race of the season, come at a perfect time. Again, bonus points towards the championship. He's out in front of Watkins Glen. Coming back to the green flag this time with 11 laps to go on lap number 5, chaser Riley Sprotube leads the way in Watkins Glen. Jake Richardson, the only retiree of this race, he is currently out. 41 cars on the lead lap. Riley Sprotube leads away in the 26th. Second place is our pollster Jeff Bright. Ryan Brommer third. Fourth, TJ Henley. Fifth is Levi Shones. Then Jose Mills in 6th. Steve Morgan 7th. Patrick Smith 8th. Michael Gregory and Anthony Fox rounding out the top 10. We'll see how this restart goes for our front runners. Riley Sprotube want to get a nice takeoff right here to get away as they come off turn 7. Green flag is back in the air. And a great jump for the 26, and the front 5 are gone. Some cars do get the wall back there, trying to take the green flag. Ryan Brown with a peek for a second now because the 5 spun the tires. Yeah, Jeff did not get going at all, and it allowed everyone on back behind the 5 to get there to the inside. Brown was easily going to take that spot. Contact with the 5, though. He ran Jeff off into the grass right there. Lucky that Jeff didn't wipe him out, but Jeff's going to keep third, but lost time right there. Brommer gets up to second, trying to hunt down Riley Sprotube, trying to get there down the back stretch. In the draft now, that 26 getting a nice suck up onto the straightaway. Hanley right behind Jeff Bright, but veteran Hanley is, he's not going to make that move into the bus stop. He knows the carousel, turn 1, turn 6, turn 7, that's the right place to make those moves. Brommer ran through the grass, and Jeff Bright has a run onto him. Sprotube goes a little wide from the race lead as well. 6 kind of following him up, though, so the advantage 6 of game staying low is kind of nulled out right there as he ran wide with the 26. We'll see if Jeff Bright has a run back for a second onto Ryan Brommer. As they race off into turn number 6 and then to turn 7. Bright over the back of Brommer, looking to make a move as they go into turn 7 now. And as Sprotube get through this corner well, can't go wide. He goes a little wide. Does he get the wall? He doesn't, but Brommer's there to the inside. Back around the line, side by side. At the start-finish line, Sprotube led the lap, but here comes Ryan Brommer trying to take it away in turn 1. Cars come down pit road at the back. Oh, 26-6 make contact. They go wide. And Sprotube goes and hits the 5 with Jeff Bright. Just back up to second now. And looking for the lead of the S's, but gets in line by the 6. Ryan Brommer to the front in Watkins Glen. Sprotube back to third in just one move. Hanley keeps 4th. Jose Mills in 6th is trying to get there with Steve Morgan and Patrick Smith. 8 cars pull away from 9th on back. Now Jeff Brent, the draft to Ryan Brommer, can't make that move. You can't make it down the straightaway, can you? He's staying in line for now. Great move there. Sprotube with his teammate TJ Hanley just behind him. So that's something he's got to be a little thankful of. Maybe Hanley's not going to race him too hard. Just kind of stay with them there. Something I've noticed about these drivers is racing as the yellow flag is back up for the second time. Caution is out, and I don't know. Oh, there it is. Marcus Sachier Pointer is involved in this, along with Adam Garcia and some others. Racing it back around to our second yellow flag of the race. Ryan Brommer holds lead. Jeff Bright trying to get there in second. They race off the final corner. Jeff Bright pops the wall, and here it comes. Hanley take full action of it. He'll get to second at the start-finish line. And Sprotube lost so much time, I think he fell behind Jose Mills, one of our chasers. He did. Caution flag in the air for just the second time, as Adam Garcia and some others have crashed in the bus stop to bring out the yellow flag. Let's see what happened. There's a lot to take in with this yellow flag. Watch Williams in the 31 right there, just up top of his teammate Kashan Richardson in the 3, racing off into the bus stop 31, gonna slide it sideways there. I think he hit the brakes too hard. Slide through the grass. Adam Garcia goes really wide along with the 10. They slide through. Look at Seaman go there. Spin across the track. I think that's what brought the yellow flag. Then behind them, some other drivers went and piled into the tire barriers and got heavy damage to that, including points there, Marcus Sanchi, the 17 car. So watch here. Seaman, I think, just too hard on the brakes, trying to make the corner. Luckily, look at Luke Rainey barely missed out along some others. Great job by those drivers. But behind them is where it kind of comes in with Adam Garcia and Marcus Sanchi. Sanchi didn't really get too much damage there. As long as he drove away fine, he didn't get too much damage. Watch Garcia. He was involved in a dust up in turn 1. He actually got the tire barriers. Look at that hard hit with Zidell, the 10, hitting hard. Scott Gregory, last race winner. Griffin Linda Chaser going in there. Marcus Sanchi, points are going in there. Hard contact from many drivers. Brings up the yellow flag. Look at the drivers had to kind of pair because of penalties on the on our first restart. Nichols, Sampson, Stapleton, Mendez, Charles Bois all had penalties because of restart violations. Right here, come back to the line. Jeff Wright pops the wall. Riley's moved by him at the lift as well. Hanley gets by, Jones gets by, and Mills gets by. Riley's Brutu for a chase spot right there. So it's Ryan Brown with the lead at Watkins Glen in the AAA 350. He's going to stay on the racetrack. Car number 6 is out in front in our third chase race of the season. Coming back to the restart, lap number 9. It'll be 7 laps to go. Watkins Glen, Ryan Barber out in front. Out from that is Adam Garcia, Sebastian Kukelan, and Scott Gregory. Still, only one chaser is retired. That's the 22 Marcus. That's going to try and gain that spot. His lap down, I believe, still on the racetrack. 37 cars on the lead lap. Brommer, Hanley, Jeff Bright, Levi Jones, and Jose Mills, the top 5. Mills from 5th. Hits the wall hard on the restart. We're back green at Watkins Glen, though. Pro 2 can't pass before the start finish. I don't think he did. As long as he kept 6th, which he did, that is legal. Jones for 3rd, Jeff Bright. Meanwhile, at the front, Hanley on Brommer for the lead. And they both go to the racetrack. Brommer gets back in line. Now into the wall through the S's. Oh, the 6 went way too wide. Got the wall. He just led on the restart. Now he's in the wall and in the grass. Can he merge back onto the track safely? He does, but loses any positions he just had on the restart. Michael Gregory gets around. Gregory was 9th on the restart. Hanley now leads the way in the 23. He's not won this season. Sandwich champion Levi Jones behind him. Our front 3 are current champions of the Gatorade Cup Series. Hanley back in Season 7. Jones just last season. Jeff Bright in Season 2. They run 1, 2, 3 at the front of the field of Watkins Glen. 6 to go this time by. Can Hanley hold off? Can Jones get their 2 champions of the Gatorade Cup Series fighting for their first victories of the season? And they've both been miserable seasons. How will this one end? Jones a better turn 6, stayed lower, got in the gas sooner, right to the back of Hanley, look to the outside, turn 7. Can he cross under? He couldn't, and he loses any time, cannot get back to the gas in time. Hanley pulls away just by about car length or 2, 6 to go in Watkins Glen. Patrick Smith looking on the 35 Steve Morgan, more cars with pit penalties coming down pit road. Oh, that's so many cars that come down pit road because of that. Morgan, Patrick Smith go side by side, yellow flag, 3rd one of the day. Riley Sampson has crashed at the back of the field, and they've crashed on the front stretch. Look at all the cars that had pit penalties. Stapleton again, Isaac Nichols again, Dale Lenning, William Seaman, Fitzwater, Trey Rainey, Jay Jefferson, who crashed on the front stretch. Roman Fenway. Oh, they've crashed here. Marcus Sachi again. Luke Rain, the 2 is also involved. So multiple contact, multiple crashes. As we're racing it back around, Hanley leads Jones into the carousel. We're coming back to 5 to go. It's going to be a late race restart. Watkins going to hopefully go green to the end after our 3rd yellow flag here. It's going to be a big battle to lead them back to the yellow for sure. I think Hanley's going to get it. He's far enough as Jones to where I think he'll be fine. Coming to turn 6, he has a nice gap for the 21. Jones, I don't think, wants to risk it at all. So into turn 7. As long as Hanley makes it through clean, he'll lead us back to our 3rd yellow flag of the race. And he does. Hanley will be back in front. Jones 2nd, Jeff Wright 3rd. Riley Spurgeon, our highest chaser, in 4th. As we had some crashes here, bring out the yellow flag. Looked like Roman Fenway maybe caused the accident to bring out the yellow. And then Sachi and Rainey crashed up in turn 1. Here's what brought the yellow flag. Marcus Sachi racing with Roman Fenway off the final corner, turn 7. And Fenway drives up the racetrack too far into the side. Marcus Sachi hooked together. Around goes the 13 into the wall hard. Spin sideways down the straightaway. Sachi then crowds the 11 Mendez off the racetrack. They get back to the yellow flag. So actually, Sachi took the yellow flag. And then what happens up here in turn 1? Because he had already taken the yellow flag, so he shouldn't have been involved in the crash. But it looks like Luke Rain was ahead in the 2, so looked like Sachi, whatever the crash was, he actually piled in towards the end. So what happened here? These guys running inside the top 15 that obviously hadn't taken the yellow flag yet. Off into turn 1. They're racing hard. Rainey gets the inside Richardson. They get 3 wide. They can hook together. 1, 2, and 3 all did. 3 spins back up the track. Bowers does a great job missing it. And then Reed gets some contact. How did Marcus Sachi pound the air and took the yellow flag? What was that? And he got Marshall Burrow in the process. Marcus Sachi just ran right into Luke Rainey. I mean, there's no way around that. He had taken the yellow flag. He was now racing back. He was down at pace speed, and he ran into the 2. That is our points leader, Marcus Sachi. Right? Look, he's not even in the screen. There he is, right there. The crash has stopped. The 2 was stalled on the racetrack. He had to follow the 11th when he didn't. He just hit the 2 for no reason. It got Marshall Burrow involved. Craziness under a 3rd yellow flag of the race. There's all the cars that had to come down for, obviously, restart violations. As TJ Hanley trying to fend off Levi Shones, they'll have one last restart to do it. Hanley out in front in the AAA 350. Big update with Carter Friesen, as he's just blown up under this yellow flag. And all of our chasers having issues at Watkins Glen. It's been a bad day for chasers so far. We'll have one last restart, 3 to go, and the yellow flag after this restart ends the race early. They can see the retires from that. Marcus Sachi, Luke Rainey, Marshall Burrow, Sean Richardson, and William Seaman. Out in front, Hanley trying to lead them back around to the checker flag. Levi Shones rides in 2nd, Jeff Bright in 3rd, Rousford to 4th, Jose Mills in 5th. Green flag back in the air, Watkins Glen. Hanley gets a great jump away from Shones. Mills looked on Spurtube looking on Jeff Bright. Spurtube for 3rd on Jeff to turn number 1. Can Shones get to Hanley? Spurtube sideways through the corner. He had to lift off the gas. Mills looking to the outside into the S's. But now Patrick Smith looks for that spot for 5th. He looks on the 27. He looks on, yeah, he's trying to get there. Jeff Bright looked on Levi Shones for a second, but no gain there so far. At the top of the S's, they have a single bounce at the top 6. Yellow flag that's going to end the race. Who gets back around front? Where have they crashed? Edwin Mendez has crashed in the S's. Our 4th yellow flag will end this race. Who's going to win the race back to the yellow flag? Will it be Hanley or Shones? Or someone else? Shones went wide into the carousel. Jeff Bright trying to get there and dig hard. He's trying, he couldn't get there. Can Shones get the run down the straightaway to get to TJ Hanley to make the move for the win in turn 6 and 7? Can Hanley fend him off into the final 2 corners of this race under the green flag? Hanley easily into turn 6. Shones trying to get to him to the final corner of the race. Can Hanley get there or can Shones get there through the final corner? It will be 10 season veteran TJ Hanley at the final corner, back to the yellow flag, and all likelihood is just one at Watkins Glen. Definitely a miserable race for these drivers, as we had a lot of caution flags. Our 4th one is going to end this race early. Edwin Mendez comes off turn number 1, 3 wide with Anthony Hernandez and Casey Nanico, and he gets onto the flat, gets in Hernandez. Hamill finishes them off, spins them up into the grass. Yellow flag in the air, and that ends the race early. They'll end the race on the yellow flag and give the win to TJ Hanley, the 23 car. See, Nanico kind of hit Mendez there. Mendez got sideways, and he's trying to take advantage through the middle lane, and not enough from the S's for that, and their contact made. Yellow flag comes out. TJ Hanley comes back around the front. He's going to win the AAA 350 Watkins Glen as long as everything goes right in these race cars. Hanley out front will come back at the checker flag. A crash fest at Watkins Glen for our 3rd chase race of the season will end with TJ Hanley in victory lane, as he's won the AAA 350 Watkins Glen. His first win of season number 10. As he comes off the final corner, the checkered flag is waving. TJ Hanley is a winner in the Gatorade Cup Series again at Watkins Glen. Hanley is the winner of the AAA 350. Spoils the Chasers party. Let's go see the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from a crazy and destructive AAA 350 at Watkins Glen International. 4 caution flags, 8 laps, 2 lead changes, 3 different drivers led laps here today in Watkins Glen. TJ Hanley is one of the 3 as he led 7 laps. No one was anyone to get to victory lane here in Watkins Glen. Levi Shones ends up in 2nd. Jeff Bright from the pole in 3rd. Rousford led 5 laps in 4th. Our highest chaser. Great points there for the 26. Running out the top 5, Patrick Smith to 24. Steve Morgan 6th. Jose Mills 7th. Ryan Bauer led 3 laps, so ends up in 8th. 9th, Pez. 10th, Jonathan Buford. Carson Bowers 11th, Casey Nanico 12th, 13th, Trey Rainey 14th, Jay Jefferson, Michael Gregory 15th, Cole Luigi 16th, JJ Reed 17th, Derek Kimmel 18th, Riley Sampson 19th, Eli Bright in 20th. Anthony Nelson 21st, the only car in the lead lap, 22nd on down laps down or out. Max Anderson lap down 22nd. Anthony Fox in 23rd, Roman Fenway 24th, Justin Zidell 25th, Dale Edding 26th, 27th on down, 2 or more laps down, Edwin Mendez 27th, 28th, Anton Charbonne 29th, Nathan Stapleton 30th, Isaac Nichols, Zachary Fitzhorn Sr. 31st, Carter Friesen 32nd, camshaft issue on the 34, put him out, William Stephen 33rd, Kish Robertson 34th, Marshall Burrow 35th, Luke Ray 36th, Marcus Sanchi 37th, Griffin Lynn 38th, Scott Gregory 39th, Sebastian Kukulon 40th, 41st Adam Garcia, and 42nd for Jake Richardson. This race definitely shook the points up. See on the right side of the screen, Jose Mills now the new man on top of the points, right where he started the chase. He starts on number 1 seed. He's back now on top of the points. 29 points for him. Time for second. 2 teammates, Marcus Sanchi and Nathan Stapleton, both with 24 points. They're currently 5 points behind. Jay Jefferson and Anthony Fox both with 23 points, so they're kind of close. And they have 2 drivers with 21 points. Dale Edding and Riley Spurgeon trying to get up there. You also have drivers like Adam Garcia, he has 19 points. Carter Friesen has 18 points. Riley Sampson with 14 points. They have drivers still down the single digits. Griffin Lynn and Marshall, not the chases they've wanted so far. They're both down with 9 points, 20 points by under points there. Jose Mills, it is doable to recover because we still have, obviously we're only 3 races in, so we have a ton left to determine a champion, but it's still going to be hard for these drivers to make ground up. You don't want to start behind, you want to start out in front. And that's what drivers like Jose Mills and Marcus Sanchi have done. They started out in front, they're going to have a good chance at getting this championship in season number 10. As we look ahead to our next race, 4th chase race goes to Pocono for the Pocono 400. I will see you guys then.